Hello. So recently at E3, Nintendo announced Metroid Dread. Of course, when they revealed it, I wanted to play it, but I couldn't because they just revealed it. So instead I thought, hey, why don't I go back and play some of the older Metroid games while I wait for Metroid Dread to come out? So that's exactly what I plan on doing. Really, the only games I plan on playing are Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion. I've played the original Metroid and it was not that fun, and I do not want to play it again. And I just recently replayed Super, and I don't want to replay it again for a review, and I don't want to just make a review based on my memory of the game, because that's not how I want to do a review. Also, I didn't write any notes down when playing Super, so I don't know what to talk about. It was good, I guess. That's the best review you're gonna get. Anyway, just recently I played Metroid Zero Mission on the Wii U Virtual Console. I don't think my camera's centered. I don't know. Anyway, I just recently played Zero Mission, and I thought, hey, let's talk about it. So, first things first. Metroid Zero Mission is a remake of the original Metroid. However, it differs a lot from the source material. A lot of it is really similar, like the start and ends are similar, and you have to fight Ridley and Craig before you can fight the final boss. But there's also a lot added to it that makes it a lot better. For starters, it's made a lot linear, which is good compared to the original Metroid, which was way too open, but I didn't really like that it was that linear. I didn't get to explore. I didn't get an ability and say, hey, where do I use this, and go exploring for it. And I didn't get to remember something and say, hey, I remember I need to go over there to use this ability. That didn't really happen. Actually, no, it happened once with the Variety Suit. But other than that, no. Instead, when I was given an ability, it just led me to where I needed to go. Either because it just looped back around to where I needed, or because it just set a marker there and said, hey, go there. Which is not very good game design. Now, the waypoints aren't too bad because they don't tell you exactly how to get there, they just tell you where you need to go. But they do take the memorization and exploration out of the game, which were some of my favorite parts of Super Metroid. Instead, they'll say, hey, the next ability is in this area. Then you just go in that area and just look around until you find it. And usually it's not too hard. However, even though I didn't really like that part, I did like pretty much everything else. For instance, this game adds a lot more bosses than there were in the original Metroid. And they're really good. The first one that comes to mind is the weird worm thing that attacks you at the beginning of the game. When I played the game, at least, the first time the worm attacked me, it attacked me when I was going backwards. I was going through an area that I'd already been through when it attacked me. And it scared me. I genuinely was not expecting it, especially since it wasn't even in the original Metroid. It spooked me the first time. I'm not gonna say that I was scared, but I was shocked. Oh, one thing to mention, they did make Kraid a lot bigger and badder. In the original Metroid, he was not that big and not that bad. In Super, he was huge, and in Zero Mission, they just copied that, which is a lot better than the tiny little Kraid. Also, something that I like that's before some of the boss fights and just throughout the game randomly are these cutscenes that look awesome and they're just awesome. They aren't really needed, but you know, the little touches make the game a whole lot better. So yeah, the bosses were pretty good. However, I didn't really like the final boss. It was not that fun or interesting at all. I just thought it was tedious and annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and talk about the map a bit more. I know I just said I wanted to stop talking about the map, but I want to go back, and I probably should have said this when I was talking about the map. I'm not very good at structuring my videos. Let's just talk about the map again. So the world was usually made pretty good. There are multiple puzzles throughout the game that I really enjoyed solving. However, something I didn't like was the backtracking. I would get to one area, get something, and it'd be like, hey, go back to where you just came from. I didn't like it. It was very tedious, and it got annoying. It was fine when it started because the map wasn't that big, but when it started growing and growing, it got a little more tedious. I'm just gonna like insert this right here, but I think Samus is a little too weighty. I don't know, she felt too heavy in the game. Just like gravity was pulling her down too much. I don't know, random point, but I thought I'd mention it. Anyway, spoilers for Metroid Zero Mission, but I'm gonna talk about the post-game. Because yeah, there's a post-game. After you defeat Mother Brain and you start to leave Zebus, you get attacked. And then you have some extra gameplay after the main game. I didn't really like this bit. When you enter it, it's a very linear path. It's not like a Metroidvania at all. It's very linear, going one direction, and it's just like a straight line that swoops back and forth. It doesn't intersect or anything. You don't backtrack. You just go in a straight line, which I didn't really like. Or at least you did for the first part of the thing. When it starts, you have a straight line back to your suit. Oh yeah, I forgot, you lose your suit. By the way, it was cool that I got to play a Zero Suit Samus in a Metroid game, but that's besides the point. Anyway, since you lost your suit, you no longer have any of the abilities you gained throughout the game. And since you don't have any of those abilities, you can't attack the space pirates. Since you can't attack the space pirates, you have to sneak by them. I did not like this. Like, I'm fine with the idea of stealth, but I don't like the way they did it. When they spot you, they go after you. And certain doors close that you can't enter until they stop looking for you. Which means if they do spot you, you could either just die, or loop back to a previous area and just wait until they stop looking for you. I did not like that. Also, there was these weird eye things that watched you in the wall, and you had to climb up these stairs, I guess you'd call them, and try to not get seen so you can get to the top and progress. But if they see you, then like the alarm sounds and people attack you. There was like this one section where I kept failing, and I kept having to do it again, and it sucked because it took forever because I had to wait for them to move. Also, randomly, you find this weird ancient temple-looking thing. I don't know what it had to do with the lore. I don't know. But eventually, you get to your suit and can start killing the space pirates. One thing that was annoying is you had to kill all of them. You couldn't leave one because the doors don't open until they stop looking for you, and they stop looking for you when you kill them. So that was a little annoyance. Also, these weird abilities you got turn into actual good, useful stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Throughout the game, you collect certain abilities that don't seem like anything. There are certain blocks in your path that you just can't break until you get an ability that you can just now all of a sudden break it. Yeah, they turn into actual abilities. That didn't make any sense to me. Like, how is your suit taking these abilities and using them to upgrade your blaster to destroy new things, but they didn't even affect your blaster to start with? What was your suit doing with them? What? That didn't make much sense. But anyway, now with your suit and these weird new abilities, you can begin progressing through the ship once again. And then you find the super bomb for some reason. I don't really know why they added it in here. It's not really necessary and you don't really use it for much, but it's there. But then while you're exploring the ship, you find Robo Ridley. Not Widley. Ridley. Robo Ridley. I cannot speak. I did not really like that boss fight. It was way too easy. I fought it twice because the first time I fought it, I died right afterwards and had to refight it, but fighting it was not that hard. I just shot it a few times in the mouth with the super missiles and it died really quickly. I don't even know any of its attacks because I killed it so quickly, so that's one bad thing about the fight. Anyway, once you do kill it, a self-destruction sequence happens. You run to your ship, and you escape. It's not actually your ship, it's like some random ship. I don't even know what happened to Samus's ship, but she has a new ship now. The end. The end. Roll credits. So yeah, that was Zero Mission. As a whole, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't perfect. At some parts, it was too linear, but I had a lot of fun. If Fusion is anything like Zero Mission, then I can't wait to play it. It's not perfect. There are plenty of things I didn't like about it, and I wouldn't say it's as good as Super Metroid, but it was still pretty good. It's only like $8 on the Wii U Virtual Console, so if you have that, definitely go play the game. I do hope the Metroid Dread is less linear than Zero Mission, but if its gameplay is fun, then I won't be that annoyed. Anyway, I'm gonna start rambling, so I'm just gonna end the video. Oh, wait, we gotta add it to the list. Here's the list. We're just gonna add Zero Mission right on top of that. Because I would say it's probably better than the original Sonic. Not probably, it is better than the original Sonic. Metroid Zero Mission was great. If you haven't played it, go play it. But anyway, I'm not gonna waste any more time, and goodbye. I really need a better outro for these. Adios, people of the Metroid games. Man, I just want Dread.